Hey, it's Sparky from the Astros broadcast team.
Catch every Astros game on SportsTalk790 and the iHeartRadio app. Home of your Astros.
Halfway through hour number 2, this is the A-Team, Wex and AC, along with Cole here with you, as we always are each and every weekday afternoon, beginning at 2 o'clock. Simulcasters with us there on Space City Home Network. And Chris Gordy now in studio with us to handle a couple of items on the sporting landscape. We've had so much Astros discussion. We will naturally start there, get into a little of the college football talk about the best team in Texas not being ranked as the best team in Texas. And obviously the Texans trying to get a win this weekend when they take on the Jacksonville Jaguars with a few new players available to them. But start with the Astros with 10 games remaining. Chris, they've taken the first 2 games of this series. They unfortunately have seen the departure of the recently re-arrived Yordan Alvarez. Do you think the offense can continue to score like they have been the last 5 or 6 games, averaging better than 5 runs, 6 runs a night, if Yordan has played his last regular season game?
Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy part is, like, if you'd have said coming into this series facing Leiter and Merrill Kelly, can they score 6 runs in each of those games? I would have said no, but they found a way to do it. Jacob deGrom going tonight. Astros are an underdog with Christian Javier on the mound. But you look at deGrom's last couple starts, 3 runs against the Mets, 3 runs against the Astros. So, can you get him for 3 and can you get the bullpen for 3? Okay, maybe. But, again, just know, Vegas, in the eyes of Vegas, they've got the Astros as the underdog tonight. Meanwhile...
Do you know if they had the Astros with A.J. Bluebaugh as the underdog yesterday?
Probably,
I would imagine
right?
against Merrill Kelly, they were.
I would guess, yeah. And, I mean, who saw this coming at the start of the year? Guys, down the stretch, A.J. Bluebaugh and Colton Gordon are going to be pitching some important innings
and
for them.
Zach Cole is going to be much needed on the offensive side.
We didn't even know who Zach Cole was in spring. It was
right.
like the 28th prospect. But, yeah, I mean, it's as good as this series has been so far, and it's great. If you lose tonight and the Mariners win again, because they're playing the Royals and they're just on this heater, apparently. The Mariners, by the way, just go on heaters. They'll
Especially
go on a
at home.
6-game losing streak. They'll go on an 8-game win streak. And it's like, what the hell is happening? But, no, it's just the pressure's on, man. I just think if in a perfect world, if you could somehow win tonight and the Mariners lose, then it's okay for the Mariners to beat the Royals tomorrow, and then they come in Friday, and this thing is tied, right? Do the math there. If they win tonight, they lose.
Wouldn't they still be a half game up?
You're a half game back, and you're going to get your
play
one
tomorrow,
win.
you don't.
Right. Okay, so yes, that would be...
Either way, it's
That's
a winner.
math.
It's a winner take all. You were 5-5 on the season series with them. Whoever wins this series wins the division.
You know what's
Most
weird?
likely.
Is California might determine this division. And let me explain. The Astros have to play an A's team down the stretch that's not the A's. That's been, like, Upstart doesn't even really give them the credit they're due.
They've won 5 in a row, yeah.
And then the Mariners finished the season with the Dodgers.
Well, that's the good thing with the Dodgers losing last night is that they are still in a tight race. Like, that's
No. What do you mean? Are our listeners just going to let you say the Dodgers lost last night? Shohei pitched. He threw a no-hitter. He hit his 50th homer. They didn't. There's no way they lost,
Yeah,
Chris.
they bought that win.
They definitely won last night. I saw that. I know I went to bed at some point, but you're telling me after he threw 5 no-hit innings and hit another home run, you're going to lie to me and say the Dodgers lost that game? Come on.
Well,
There's no way that happened.
They've lost 2 in a row.
It really happened, people.
They lost 3 in a row against the Astros.
This is what I was hoping for, is that regardless of what happens with you with Seattle, is they close with the Dodgers. On paper, you look at that and go, oh, that's tough. But what happens this time of year, we all know. People start popping bottles of champagne and celebrating winning divisions and all this. The only thing I was hoping for was let this be tight enough that the Dodgers still have something to play for going into that last series.
The Dodgers gave up 3 runs in the 9th.
The Dodgers gave up 6 runs immediately after Ohtani left the game, and the 5-0 lead was gone. They've got a 2-game lead in their division over the Padres. Remember, the Mariners do close with the Dodgers, but that series is preceded by one against the 41-win, 110-loss Colorado Rockies. So you could leave this series with Seattle. If you go into it tied, you take 2 out of 3, you've got a 1-game lead, and you have the tiebreaker, so technically a 2-game 2-game lead, but with 6 games to play, it's going to require you to win some of those games at Sacramento and at LA.
California determines this division.
Or the Astros can just, again, the Astros are not in first place, but they absolutely still control their own destiny because the team they're chasing is ahead of them. Just go win your baseball games.
I heard somebody say to me the other day, they're like, do you think the Astros are going to miss the playoffs? Look, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are the playoffs. If you have a ticket, you're going to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you have season tickets and you're not going, please give them to someone who will go and can scream their head off and treat these games like playoff games, because they absolutely are.
You know what I hate about our seat, and you know the seats I'm talking about, Wex, because we've both been the beneficiary of them. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to tell everybody whose they are, but it's one of those places where if you're sitting there, you need to behave yourself because everybody knows whose seats they are. And I couldn't be who I wanted to be when Adolis Garcia was up the other night. I couldn't tell him, to put the syringe down and surrender. I couldn't say things like that at the top of my lungs. He definitely would have heard it. And I can't say, if I were to sit in those seats again for the Seattle series, I would have all sorts of unsavory things to say about a guy whose nickname is Big Dumper.
Yeah, for the Astros to miss the playoffs as the 5th seed right now, 2 of the 3 teams behind them would have to pass them. The Red Sox, the Rangers, the Guardians. The Guardians are actually ahead of the Rangers now after yesterday's play. So the Guardians are playing a series with Detroit right now. They beat them yesterday. They have another series with Detroit still on the horizon. And Detroit is only 2 games ahead of Seattle. So only 2.5 games ahead of Houston.
It's tight.
For the 2nd spot in the American League, which comes with it, you don't have to play in the wild card series. They finished with Texas. I don't know that they'll be battling for anything other than who finishes 7th, but the schedule is very dramatic. There will be dramatic matchups all throughout the rest of the way. I think it's quite obvious that we think they're going to make the postseason. What do you think they get from Framber Valdez in what should be 2 remaining starts? He starts on Saturday. Framber goes in between Hunter and Jason Alexander, and likely over the final 6, he will get that 2nd of his final 2 starts.
He's got to show that he's earned your trust back. I mean, it's amazing how ridiculous he was so much of this season. In May, he had an ERA of 236. In June, even better, 174. In July, 216. Framber was lights out. There was a stretch Framber was out-dueling Hunter Brown as your best pitcher. And yet, in the months of August and September, this thing has been ugly. Outside of one good performance against the Colorado Rockies, who are awful, every other performance has been subpar or bad.
It's all going to come together for October, guys. All of it. Health, well, some of it, and yes, the team's going to just rocket right to the World Series yet again.
But just like that, I could see him stepping up and going out there and saying, you know what, to hell with the Seattle team. I've beat them in the playoffs before. Let's go.
We're going to catch an extra segment with Chris as we continue here. I know it just means more, so we'll talk about the 11.
It just means more.
We'll talk about the 11 ranked teams in the 16-team Southeastern Conference. Talk about the Texans and exactly how close they are or what it is that they think they're so close to. When we come back, and obviously set the table for what's going on over at Dyken Park to close things up and close up this hour here on the A-Team. Chris Gordy in studio with us here on Sports Talk 790.
The A-Team on Sports Talk 790. It's the A-Team. Adam Clanton and Adam Wexler on Sports Talk 790. Your Rockets, your Astros, your voice.
It's the A-Team on a Wednesday afternoon, so a few more minutes with Chris Gordy, who comes in for his weekly appearance. Wex, AC, Cole, and Chris. We talk a little college football here. By the way, when we get to our Stone Cold Locks in 2 days and 43 minutes from now on Friday afternoon at 4:30, we'll be looking at Texas Tech on the road at Utah in an early season Big 12 clash. But since it means less, we'll not talk about that. We'll talk about something that means
It
more.
just means less.
I'm excited for that one, by the way. And they
I
play,
am too.
they
That's
play
why.
at Utah if they lose this one. Ooh.
Why doesn't the Big 12 adopt that slogan? It just means less.
It doesn't sound very powerful. It doesn't
No.
sound very intimidating for a football conference to adopt.
Ruling the group of 5.
I like that.
Inside the SEC this week, there are 2 games that are definitely worth keeping an eye on, although only one of them is a conference game. Auburn will be at Oklahoma, middle of the day. Should be plenty of eyeballs on that 2:30 kick. And Florida and Miami will get together. It's obviously not an SEC game only, but Miami definitely looks the part of a team that belongs where they are in the polls currently. Their ACC schedule will actually test them a little bit. And the winner of the ACC, even if it's ranting Dabo Swinney, will be a respectable team. Even the second and third and maybe fourth place team in the ACC will be a very respectable team. But my simple question, I could have said nothing but this to open the segment, Chris. Who's the best team in the state of Texas at playing college football?
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Not an interesting one. And it's not a difficult answer.
I already asked him this question earlier this week.
Can I
Let's
help
see.
you? It's not Texas Tech, and it's not Texas. Now, do you know who it is?
I mean, Texas
just
A&M, I
beat
guess.
Why are you
Irish.
saying it with such uncertainty?
Because I have questions about their defense.
okay,
I'm a little worried about the
I'll-
defense.
I'll whittle it down even more. Neutral field. Let's line up Marcel Reed's team against Texas Tech. Neutral field. Let's line up Marcel Reed's team against Arch Manning's team. Are you actually going to pick Arch Manning and Texas over Texas A&M right now, or Texas Tech, who looks unbelievable at home, against Texas A&M right now? Like,
I get where you're going, but also Texas's defense has still been pretty awesome. So, and A&M, my biggest concern with them is when they were playing the Cupcakes in UTSA and Utah State, they were giving up yards and points. And then, okay, I get it's at Notre Dame, but what, they give 40?
but UTEP
You won.
didn't give up yards and points to Texas.
It's true. I mean, but
Unless
again,
you think 27 on 9 billion missed fourth downs is a good day of offense.
I'm still a believer that Arch is going to get it figured out and he's going to play better. But I was appalled. Did you see the stat that there was a category called EPA, something like expected points
added, yeah.
whatever it is? Arch Manning ranks 133 out of 133 quarterbacks in all of college
right.
football.
And keep in mind what I'm saying and presenting, I'm being super over the top, but I really only truly mean today. Like how they've played, what they've looked like, who they've been up against, how they've matched up, all those things. I'm not saying it's going to be this way at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I don't mean like each of the 3 top teams in Texas, if you believe those are the top 3, I don't think any of them have played their best football, which means a lot if you're talking about Texas A&M because of what they've actually already accomplished and what's still ahead of them. If this isn't their best football, and I do not believe that it is, Mike Elko, who's in town, should have something pretty special going on this year, yes?
Well, they're called Texas 8-4 for a reason. I mean, it's they
Battered
always
Aggie
do this.
syndrome right here in the
I mean,
building.
Thank you.
God.
3 weeks in every year, Kevin Sumlin had us believing this team is going
But
undefeated.
who are they beating? This, I mean, do you not? You can say no.
It was
do you
a
not
great
respect
win.
the win they
It was
just
a great
had?
win. But we're almost a month into the season. Notre Dame hasn't won a game yet, so
They've
we
played
can.
2 games against 2 of the best teams in the country. Don't
We think
troll
so.
me
We
on
think so.
Twitter right here in studio.
We think so. All I'm saying is, has it
Lex
been
is very passionate
Has it
about
been
this.
a great start for A&M so far? Yes. Does this mean that they're going to roll off wins against? They have a stretch that they have to go at Arkansas, at LSU, at Missouri, home for South Carolina, and then let's cap off the season at Texas. Like,
yeah, one
I mean,
team
there's
that's better
2
than
losses
them.
in there at least.
Why?
Because I think this defense, they can't get stops.
Let's say it is 2 losses. So they just went 10-2.
It'd be great, but again, we'll see as the season. The one thing that I like about them is I thought they were going to be a ground and pound team with all the running backs they have, and they haven't been. They haven't needed to run the ball because the added weapons of Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion
They
through the
are good.
portal have made them great. Marcel Reed, hey, he was just a runner last year. Now he's an actual legit passer. But let's see as the season rolls on. You're going to play some tougher DBs that can cover when you get into conference play. So that will. We'll see where it goes. But yes, right now, are the Aggies one of the top 4 teams in the SEC? Absolutely.
Do you think the Cougars, I think U of H, can put something together to keep them near the top or battling at the top of the Big 12 with what you've seen through their first 3?
I like what I've seen from Wegman. We had a call the other day. It was like, maybe I wouldn't run him as much just a guy who's got injury history, but it's working. I mean, the other night, every time it felt like Colorado was going to get back into that game, the Cougs did something to go, no, you're not. And then obviously got the separation at the end to make it look even worse. But that's a good win, man. Like, again, you look at their schedule, though, it's daunting. I'm still saying, I think, to me, 6-6 is the bar. 6-6 gets us excited. It gets the Cougs to a bowl game. It's a major step forward for Willie Fritz and company. But can they be better than that? Yeah, I think they can. So, look, 7-5, we'll throw a parade for them if they get to that. I mean, that's absolutely headed in the right direction.
Like their chances of taking the bye week into Oregon State next Friday and making it to 4-0.
That team stinks. Corvallis is a tough place to play, but that team stinks. You better go beat them.
All right, little time for the Texans here. AC thinks their offensive line is perfection personified.
And by perfection, I mean
what they do.
Stinky. They're terrible.
What do you think of the Texans 0-2?
I mean, I was told they were better. They were going to be better. I think they're slightly better, but look, if Joe Mixon were healthy right now, I think they'd be running the football a little bit better. And who knows? That might have been the difference against the Rams. That probably absolutely would have been the difference against the Bucs the other night. So, I think until you get Mixon back, and we have no idea when that's going to happen, it's nothing against Nick Chubb. It's just his best days are behind him. He had a nice run the other night, great. But this
guy's on a roll.
If they can get Mixon back fully healthy and he's good, like, I think we're going to see a little bit of a different team. But CJ's he lost his confidence. Like, I can't believe we were looking at Nico's numbers. Look at Nico's numbers through 2 weeks last season and this season.
He's got 77 yards.
Throw him the football. What are we doing?
But here's the deal. If he has lost his confidence, I can't even blame him. Like, we see this all the time. Quarterbacks become damaged goods after being beaten up over and over and over again. I'm not saying that's where we're at now. It's very early in the process, but I will never understand why teams don't put the absolute number 1 through 10 priority on protecting who they think is a franchise quarterback.
They tried. It's just,
try harder.
Pro Bowl offensive linemen aren't just sitting out there. It's just,
but you can't even have any on your team that are homegrown if you don't take more.
Well, they did. Blake Fisher, Ursery, they're trying. Kenyon Green was a bust. What do you want me to tell you?
Ursery's the first guy that they've quote unquote hit on.
We'll see. And
that's 2 games in. That's 2 games in.
There's still time.
Kenyon Green's already been cut by the Eagles. That's so pathetic.
Was a miss?
Well, there are misses, and then that's like, I don't even know what I would call that. Isn't there a bigger word for it, Wex? You know things.
A swing and a miss, a whiff.
Go win in Jacksonville. It's basically NRG East.
If they lose this game, oh my gosh.
They're not going to lose this game.
Okay.
There you go. That's 2 of us. I'll save my final actual definitive prediction for Friday. Chris, we appreciate the time as always.
Thanks, fellas.
The A-Team on Sports Talk 790.